Welcome back, Yah Royal family. Pray all is well with each one of you. Want to give praises and honor to the Almighty, honor unto Yeshua, and unto the Ruach, the Holy Spirit. So on today, I want to draw your attention to Psalms 68 and 17. It says, "The chariots of the Almighty are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Almighty is among them as in Mount Sinai in the holy place." So family, I often share this website. I just came across it probably some months back, and it talks about UFO, unidentified objects, which, a lot of my Hebrew brothers who teach on this says it is identified, but they're saying unidentified. So I want to carry you to this website and let you see what is really going on here in regards of the actual chariots. Let me see if I can pull it up this way. I had it already up. Here we go. So it's it says welcome to National UFO Reporting Center Worldwide website. And to my understanding, it's not affiliated with NASA. So it's quite interesting that they have been reporting far as receiving, insights from ones who actually have reported that they've seen, a sightings. And as of lately, probably, within the past 3 months, have seen several myself. And I want to say that I'm one that I always often look into the sky, and there are things that I do when I pray, and I, of course, face the east towards what we know is Jerusalem. And, and I, stand to a window sometimes and I'm just looking out. And I think the last one I seen, I want to say was 2 Sabbath ago, where I just got finished and I was going to close out my Sabbath day. And there go one right by the moon going right by, and I was like, wow. So I shared that, I believe, in a previous video. So I never knew, understood until I got, as far as in the biblical aspects, listening to teachings on it from ones who have, been, studying up and knowing. So I can truly say that, this website is one that people take the time out to log what they've seen. And I'm going to go in a little closer here. So go with me. I'm going to click on enter the site. And as I said, I've shared this before with you all, I believe. So, all right, it could have been in my Facebook page. I know I've shared it with them. So just to expand it out a little bit here. And to your side, you can check it out. I'm going to share the link and you can check it out yourself. But go here and it's going to give you the date as far as the month and also the amount. So for August, we're working at August the 25th. So far it's 287 sightings. But last month it was the most sightings in a while, which was July, 572. So give you an idea of when people send it in. I didn't fill out here, but like I said, this is not with NASA. This is an independent company who tracks, and they could be affiliated with that, and I may not know it, but I just find it very interesting to how many sightings that one see in a month. Very, very interesting. Let's go for 820, which it tells you the date and time, the city, and the state, the shape of what you've seen, the duration that you see it, how far along in the sky. And like if we go here, it's 823. You see where it says Paulsboro, New Jersey, unknown. It says 1 minute, and it says the aircraft moving left to right over Delaware River near port of Paulsboro, before it descended slowly, diagonally down, then disappeared. It says UFO with white light and green ultralight move slowly downward, and so and then it disappeared. So then, above that, one scene in Savannah, Georgia. It said it actually, they saw it for about 10 minutes there. Flashing blue lights, one solid red in the middle, and then you can see Apollo Beach circle shape there, which was in Florida, and Medford, New Jersey. And you could, just check it out on your own, what you want to look further in. I'm quite sure you can break it down per state, and separate it so you can see all, if whatever state you're in, you can do that. So this is just another way that I know that this whole time, growing up, only saw it as far as on TV, as far as, through movies, never really had any visual of it, growing up. I know a lot of my Hebrew brothers and sisters say that, those who, diligently seeking the Almighty and, keeping the commandments, your far as your knowledge becomes more, and also more, more is revealed. So some people may look at it as what the world have always told us, how, to think of this, to be afraid, and say abductions, have happened. And but to be honest, we just must call it for what it is. The abduction is from ones who say, they're ones with the little beady eyes or big bug-out eyes that abduct them and took them into a spacecraft. But I've heard two different situations. One from an older white gentleman who said that it was really tall, was black, like a black man that was real tall. Then another Hispanic guy said it was a really tall man, but it showed him, a black man, I'm sorry, that showed him the what was going to happen pertaining to the Bible in the end days. So those two guys versus a lot of other things that we see on TV, and then also the movies, and also what been told. Then some people say, well, certain blood type which is a RH negative, they're being abducted. Look, I don't know nothing about that, other than all I know is that, when you're reading the scriptures, such as Psalms, where we just came from, and many scriptures, some chariots, when you pull it up, it appears to be with horse and the chariots. And then, like for instance, in this particular one, let me see if I can get this back, 68, Psalm 68 and 17, it speaks of the chariots of the Almighty, the Most High, are 20,000s, even thousands of angels. So this is what, you imagine, we always visualize in the sky that Yeshua will come, and he would, come on horses. When you see a lot of painting visuals, he will be on a horse with a sword. So, according to teachings that I've heard, they said, no, it will be, with the the chariots. And whatnot. So we see it comes in different forms. So is it that there's some demonics or demons that are, trying to impersonate the, Most High and his chariots? Well, hey, I don't know. That's something that, we would need to seek even further if you don't know. But if you do know, you're welcome to fill in, and inform as you're led to. But I know my Father got more power than any body being, period. My Father is powerful, but I know Satan will try, he's gonna try it. Okay. So and also I came across some pictures back when Yeshua was born, like somebody painting a picture, and also when he was being baptized, and it was chariots was above him shining lights down on him. So, and that was painted back in the 1400s. So that just, let me know that it's some linkage there with us being Israelites. Okay. So I just say to you all, I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything, but what I do know is that through scriptures and how one got lifted up and taken in the clouds, like Ezekiel, like Enoch, like Yeshua, like let's see, when Yeshua came down to Paul, he came down as, a bright light. As John got lifted up, all of these men have, got lifted up and went into the clouds, and no one, as we know, whatever is happening will happen, in the sense of will happen. Prayer time. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. So whatever will happen, as it's happening, is happening today. Like I even had mentioned, logically, when you think of it, that Judas, who portrayed Yeshua, he hung himself on a tree back then. So people was hanging themselves or being hung. So that's what leads me, when the scriptures say Yeshua was hung, he was, hanging on a tree. He was hung on a tree. That he was hung. He wasn't crucified like the world want us to believe it. I just, something just deep within tell me he was hung on a tree. If Judas went and hung himself that same day, once he gave up and turned, Yeshua over to be what they say crucified, he went and hung himself. If that was out back then and it's still out today, come on. Then the spacecraft, which you call UFO or unidentified object, which, is chariots. It's on the wall of Egypt, been back in ancient time, way before, way back when the Israelites in I don't know if, how much before that, but have painted, have sketched or drawn or, chiseled out a spacecraft, look like a spacecraft, look like a chariot and a helicopter and a submarine and other things. So things that we deal with, you ever seen a horse flying in the sky? No. Do you see it? Have you seen it? But you've seen chariots or heard of chariots or visualized it from videos, right? And you've seen it. But have we seen any horses? So we got to be logic. We have to think logical when it comes to make it to, because like, hey, I'm one to say I want things to add up, and it must be 1 + 1 is 2, not 1 + 2 is 10,000. So when you really you don't think about it, they was crafty in their counsel, tried to shift things and hide things and make us afraid, and this and make all these movies, and all these movies, Matrix and all of them, Man in Black, all these movies are about us. King Kong, about us, about how this is all going to play out. So they took all these information from the Bible and made it into movies, and it's about our lives as the Israelites, our past, our presence, and our future. So I just, wanted to share this with you, our family, and say that, stay encouraged, seek the Almighty for even clearer understanding more. If you want to share anything that He provided to you through any insights, feel, free. Like I said, I'm open and, always want to learn. And I know that, there's a lot of us, still thinking a lot of things in a Christianity way and still trusting what the so-called white man and ones have provided and given us. But we have to, drop that aside and seek the Almighty for, truth and understanding, and so we can get to a place where we could, grow, and not only for us, but grow to help others out along the way. All right, family, blessings to you. Shalom, shalom, shalom.